Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us here at Banknote Trading, where we take a look at US dollar pairs in the Forex market. Today, we'll stop taking a look at Euro USD on the 4-hour chart. We'll go ahead and start by mapping out the current range and what we've been dealing with. Of course, overall swing structure is bearish, but price has come back up into premium and has just been consolidating all last month pretty much and continues this month, really trading in the middle of this range, with this being area of support, this being resistance. So if you are a range trader, you can wait for it gets down close to these lows or close to these highs, and then take a trade from there because it's not a trending market. Still waiting to see when this can break out and start targeting either the lower high from this overall swing structure, bear swing structure, or continue its trend. If the trend picks back up, continues back down, gets past this area of demand, and then continues to push down, targeting the lows of the overall range. But right now, like I said, it's just been in a range bound situation, waiting for price and momentum to pick up. GBP USD, similar situation. Let's go map out the current range. And of course, we've been saying it did retrace all the way back up from this bearish swing structure, all the way back up to this lower high until it stepped back in, started to consolidate sideways. Now it has finally broken out, pushed with impulse, pushed out of this area of consolidation. And then prices hit into discount and then pushed back up, back into this range. So we're still technically trading sideways unless this can become a lower lower high from this high. We continue to push down, then I'll be looking to see if it can target the lows of the overall range. But right now, since price came back up into this area of consolidation, looking to see if it makes a momentum push down. If it does, if it can't take out these lows, then we're looking to have an opportunity to sell to target the lows of the overall range, because this area of consolidation has lasted a while. And this impulse is one sign, and if that can make a lower high from this high, like I said, I'll be looking to target the lows of the overall range. The XY, just take a look at how price is moving, continues to move sideways, just like the other pairs, continues to consolidate sideways, with this being the area of support and this being the area of resistance for any range traders. But right now, not looking like the trend is in overall. It had come back up, made this high as a bullish swing structure overall, but of course just been consolidating sideways, still in this range. If it does start to break out, looking to see if it can take out these highs and then possibly react from this trend line when it gets there, or if it can continue to break out. And I expect it to keep going while these other US dollar pairs start their move back down. AUD USD. Let's go ahead and map out the current range. Look at this local 4-hour chart. Of course, this was the swing structure. It broke these lows, this high broke these lows, not a significant close underneath, but started to consolidate. Prices buyer stepped back in, consolidated, came back into premium, didn't retrace completely, but did have a really deep retracement, and then sellers start to impulse back down. But of course, overall, as we've been saying, this is just a range bound market, not really trending. That's just been in a range, but locally, technically, it did react from this area of demand, which is what we said yesterday. Waiting to see if there's any type of momentum push, any type of momentum to pick up, start taking out. If it does sort of take out these lows and get past this demand zone, then, like I said, overall the swing structure is bearish. If it can do that, I'll be looking to target the lows of the overall range. But again, it's not a trending market, so this is overall just in consolidative pattern, waiting to see if it can really break out of any of these highs or lows in this overall range. NZD USD. Let's go ahead and map out the current range, with this being the last swing leg, at least on the 4-hour chart. As we were saying yesterday, did retrace back into premium, hit this area of supply, Price reacted from it. Sellers stepped back up, broke fractally down to the downside. Internally, I was waiting yesterday, so it looks like it is really. Internally, I was looking yesterday to see if this lower high would be formed from this high, because it did go back to premium and post down. Corrective pattern back up, and now sellers stepping back up again, starting to break down fractally. It's the series of up candles, and not including that wick. So yeah, this looks like a good place to sell. It's not investment advice, but like I was saying yesterday, you do have to look out, because this is the area of demand that push prices up. So technically, swing structure bearish, internal structure bearish. You can see this forming a lower high. Fractal structure trying to be bearish once again. So everything's lined up to target the lows of the overall range. GBP AUD, let's go map out the current range. And of course, we've been saying buyers had pushed prices back up over this trend line, came back, tried to target this lower high of this overall range, but did not get there. Then sellers stepped back up in a corrective way, started breaking structure to the downside, waiting to see if there was going to be a higher low form, any type of retracement on this way back down, and it did. I think I said this yesterday that once it broke down fractally, once this started making internal structure bearish, because the overall swing structure bearish, fracture started to be bearish, good opportunity to sell. Just continue to break down structure, break structure to the downside, got past this area of demand, but now buyers are reacting from this other area of demand, from this area of consolidation. So we'll see if another lower high is going to be formed internally from these highs, and if it does, then they'll be targeting the lows, the overall range. So I'll be looking for any type of selling opportunity. If that does happen, if it does sort of change, it does start to break down fractally, then it does form a new higher low, because overall swing structure is bearish, and that will continue to bearish push. GBP NZD, let's go map out the current range. And of course, similar, buyers had brought prices all the way back up and bullish internally, high highs, high lows, high highs, and then correct the pattern back down, waiting to see if this was going to be a bull flag. But price sellers just kept continuing to push prices down. It's looking like supply areas will continue to push prices down. This area of supply kept pushing prices down. This area kept pushing prices down, but didn't have a good close underneath. And then I was saying yesterday, you have to look at the left side, see where the area of demand is. Prices look like it is responding from this area right now, as buyers are starting to step back in. Possibly can push past these highs. If it does, we're looking to see if this internal structure continues and targets the strong lower high of this overall swing structure. But overall, if it can push past these highs, because there's liquidity sitting over these highs, and we're looking to see if it can target this lower high, but not looking at the opportunity, because overall swing structure is bearish. It's just this internal structure that's been very strong. So we're saying when this is forming, that it could continue to push and target the lower high. It can do that. It can possibly form a higher low from this low internally, and it's possible to look for any type of buying opportunity to target that lower high, but it has to make a significant push and momentum to pick up and take out some of this liquidity. And that's all I have for you today. Thank you for joining us.